Today on the Morning Edition, the Anchorage Assembly meets today in regards to evacuees arriving from the western coast of Alaska, which has been brutalized by flooding and storm surges. We'll bring you the latest on how the plan to handle the large influx of displaced Alaskans. Plus, you may be wondering how you can help. Well, Alaska's news source is partnering with the Red Cross in Healing from Halong initiative. Details on how you can join us in helping our fellow Alaskans. And later, a retired welder and craftsman has found a whole new career in catios. We'll take a look at some of his perfect creations as the Morning Edition starts now. Good Friday morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us today.
I've wanted one of those forever.
You have two cats. That's perfect. Maybe you can get one from
It's like the best way to let them go outdoors and not have to worry about them.
I love the word catio, too.
And maybe one day we'll see if we can get it. But for now, we're talking about some rain showers that continue across South Central. And we're also watching some cooler weather that will eventually head our way. October as a whole has been fairly warm across most of the state. We've seen that abnormally warm conditions continue, and we're finally going to tap into some cooler conditions. Nothing significantly cold, but here across South Central, we'll likely see our first official freeze for Anchorage, which will be the second latest on record, and that will likely occur into the weekend. Temperatures this morning, 30s and 40s. The rain showers scattered to periodic across South Central. We'll see some dry time throughout the day, but we'll continue to hold on to at least some showers staying with us into the evening hours. And then through the night into tomorrow, we'll begin to see some clouds breaking, and those temperatures will begin to cool off. We may still wake up tomorrow morning to some areas sitting in the upper 30s, but we'll really begin to tap into that cooler conditions as we welcome in the start of as we welcome in the weekend. But as far as those rain showers, yes, they remain with us out towards Hatcher Pass. We could see some localized areas of some wintry mix or light snow showers. We've only seen a few 107-inch of rain that's been with us through the night. So it's just very light activity that we have been dealing with across South Central. And again, we are going to continue to favor passing rain showers throughout the day. Nothing in terms of heavy activity to be expected. Prince William Sound could still see the potential for a few 107-inch to nearly 3/4 of an inch as you head out towards Valdez. But inland areas, notice just keeping with some passing rain showers. Into the weekend, while we can't rule out some showery activity, we'll largely stay dry, and we may see some flurries across portions of South Central. I'll have more on that and that 7-day forecast for you coming up.
When devastation like former Typhoon Halong hits, Alaska bands together. That's why the Anchorage Assembly is holding a special meeting today to consider emergency measures. Today at 1 p.m., Mayor Suzanne LaFrance is asking for temporary authority to declare a civil emergency, allowing the municipality to directly support the state's mass evacuation effort. The ordinance, if passed, will take effect immediately and remain in effect for 60 days. The mayor tells our investigative team up to 2,000 evacuees could arrive in Anchorage by later today. With winter fast approaching, the city is preparing extra shelter space at the Egan Center and recreation facilities in Spenard and Fairview.
We're certainly prioritizing supporting our neighbors in Western Alaska who have been displaced by this horrific storm. I don't know what UAA's plans are there, but we will all work together as part of this combined effort to support the state's response, and we'll take it day by day based on what the needs are and do our very best to provide a welcoming and safe place for folks so that they can start to heal and recover from this event.
Day by day is how the mayor characterizes the plan for housing 2,000 people. Our investigative team will continue working to learn specifics on capacity, costs, and how Anchorage responds. Many of those arriving in Anchorage have gone to the Alaska Airlines Center that the Red Cross has transformed into a mass shelter. Now, we weren't allowed inside to protect people's privacy, but officials say the response has been extraordinary. More than 300 cots set up in just hours. We spoke to one man who's staying at the shelter with his wife and 3 young children. He's from Quigilingok, a village where almost every home was destroyed, including his.
Next morning they said, Dad, can we go back to the house? I told them, man, it was hard. It was hard for me to say, but I had to say something about it. I told them, babies, I'm sorry, the house is gone.
Right now, families are receiving food, clothing, and medical care. The Red Cross says donations have poured in, but they now have enough and are asking people not to bring more items to the shelter. And while evacuees continue to come into Anchorage and other areas, the question remains, what's next for them? Joe Allgood reports on the focus shifting to the next step.
Well, the third plane carrying over 100 people has arrived here in Anchorage. I'm going to let you take a look at this plane right now. It is huge, and people are getting off as we speak. This is part of what officials are calling the largest airlift in Alaska's history.
Our first shelter here in Anchorage took their first set of displaced Alaskans yesterday that were brought to Anchorage from a C-17 from the Alaska National Guard.
Nearly 600 people have been transported from Bethel to Anchorage over the course of 2 days, with few of their belongings simply looking for a place to stay.
The biggest thing is once we get people into Bethel, how can we get them into warm, dry, get them some food, get a shower. Some of the things that we take for granted every morning that we get up is completely gone for them.
According to officials with the Alaska Air National Guard, this is one of the biggest operations they've had in the state, even bigger than the response to Typhoon Merbok.
It takes pilots, it takes loadmasters, it takes helicopter pilots, it takes armories, it takes a whole staff to get people out the door, to mobilize guardsmen where they need to be.
As the people displaced by this devastating storm disembark in Anchorage, hundreds of staff and volunteers from dozens of agencies, nonprofits, and relief organizations await their arrival.
At this time, we've got hundreds of folks that are coming in from across the country to help. We have been hearing that there could be up to 2,000 folks that may need help with sheltering.
But while hundreds arrive in Anchorage, hundreds more are in need of aid across Alaska's western coast.
You can't just drive a car to them. You can't just drive a boat to them. It takes a lot more effort.
Officials with the Alaska Air National Guard said there may be additional airlifts this weekend. They're still unsure. They have to gauge what is needed in Bethel and in these communities all along the west coast of Alaska impacted by former Typhoon Halong. Joe Allgood, Alaska's news source.
And as evacuation and recovery efforts continue, Mount Edgecombe High School in Southeast is offering resources for students affected by the storm. Located in Sitka, Mount Edgecombe is a state-run boarding school for high school-age students. In addition to counselors and psychologists, the National Guard is sending a chaplain to help comfort students in the school, which is 98% Alaska Native, some of whom have family in areas forced to evacuate. School is still in session at Mount Edgecombe, which the school superintendent said is opening space for an additional 32 students.
All we need is students, and they can plug in right away, start attending classes, have 3 meals a day, have a good place to sleep, access to our swimming pool and all of our activities, and a whole staff ready to support them. As Alaskans, we all have to step forward and make accommodations and do what we can to help. And Mount Edgecombe is sitting here waiting and ready to help.
Students and family who need help relocating can find more information on our website. Meantime, Rebecca Paulsha went to Bethel to bring us the latest from the scene of the evacuations and the heart-wrenching stories being told there.
Sophia, Paul, Holding, Paul, Brandon, Paul.
It's hard to know where to begin.
I was frightened.
When you have nothing left.
It was just so fast. The water came up. When my window broke, I knew it was time to head to the school before it was too late.
Too late to save your home, too late to save the village of Kipnuk after hurricane-force winds gusted over 100 miles per hour, causing catastrophic storm surge flooding, destroying homes.
There is a lot of debris, sewage is coming up. You'll see, because nothing can be buried because the ground it's a marsh, it's a tundra. So the caskets got washed away. There's stuff floating around, power lines in the water. Everything is either underwater or collapsing.
The only choice, evacuation.
I was scared.
First here in Bethel and then to Anchorage.
The goal for today is we're going to potentially move about 400 or 500.
The water took everything. Some homes floated 4 or 5 miles away.
It started coming in through the floor, the water, and it was just scary. We started drifting away and going in circles, which made it a little bit more scarier because we couldn't see the school lights anymore from our big window.
Really, no words exist. There's just sadness.
It's really confusing right now. I don't know how I'm feeling. I got home about 3 weeks ago. I was planning to be there for the rest of the month before I go to college in January. Now it's gone.
Just the tears are left.
And if you're looking for ways to help, here's one option. KTUU Channel 2 has partnered with the American Red Cross to help support healing from Halong. To join KTUU's effort and support those most impacted, just scan this QR code on your screen now or text Red Cross to 9099. Make sure you click Alaska Storms and Floods on the drop-down menu to ensure 100% of your donation will go directly to Red Cross response efforts here in Alaska. Just ahead on the Morning Edition, when Alaska shakes, what do? Drop cover and hold on, of course. Thousands of people across Alaska participated in the Great Alaska Shakeout to prepare for the next big one. We'll show you how some local students put their skills to the test.
If you think October has been a warm one, you would be correct. But some cooler weather is heading our way as we're chasing our first official freeze of the season in Anchorage. I'll have more on that. But first at sunset, our sunrise, 8:48 in Anchorage, 9:59 in Ukiawe. Your full forecast is next.
Welcome back on this Friday morning. Weather-wise, Aaron, what's the forecast looking like?
Well, we're continuing to hold on to those temperatures. Yes, they are on the warm side. Rain continues across South Central. And not only here in Anchorage, but statewide, October has been fairly warm. And we're still awaiting the first freeze here in Anchorage, which does look likely this weekend. And, of course, that wet weather will continue for the Gulf Coast region. Every single day this month has seen those temperatures above average. Most of our warming has come in during the overnight time frame. As our afternoon highs, they've been holding in the 40s, even some low to mid 50s. So while we have seen a few days where our afternoon highs have been above average, it's our overnight lows that have been about 5 to 10 degrees above average for the entire month of October. That is what's leading to this above average warmth that we've been dealing with for the month, with an average temperature of 45.7 degrees. That's nearly 5.5 degrees above where we typically see the middle of October. Now, notice temperatures across the state this morning. Many areas beginning to cool off, about just a couple of degrees, anywhere from 7 degrees cooler in Nome to 5 degrees cooler in McGrath, out towards Cold Bay, nearly 10 degrees cooler. So we're beginning to tap into some of this cooler weather across the state. And this will drive in our first potential freeze of the season for South Central and Anchorage. We still got some ongoing light rain showers as you head through southwest Alaska, of course, the Gulf Coast region. This is the next storm system we're watching that's impacting the central Aleutians. That will build into southeast as we welcome in the weekend. Of course, what we're watching is that cooler weather on the backside of this low that's currently with us. That is pulling in those cooler conditions. So we're going to begin to see our temperatures steadily drop here over the next couple of days. Still favoring some of that showery weather. We've got some snow that will push through Hatcher Pass as you head into those higher elevations of the Glen Highway. As you head east of about Glacier View, you could see some light snow accumulation throughout the day and into your Saturday. At the surface, we'll largely hold on to some rain, but don't be surprised as cooler weather begins to spill into the region that we could see a transition to some light wintry mix, but that may hold off until next week. But we will see the return of some sunshine into the weekend as cooler weather begins to take hold, and we certainly are going to feel it more so into the overnight hours as those temperatures drop down below freezing. Saturday morning, you can see those temperatures expected to sit in the upper 20s. 20s or lower 30s. Actually, let me rephrase this. This is Saturday morning. This is Sunday morning. So Friday night to Saturday morning, Saturday night into Sunday morning. So you can expect to see those temperatures steadily cool off. So we're likely going to see our first official freeze of the season as we welcome in the weekend. And you can see it will be the second latest on record. The latest is October 28, set back in 2018. And the one that we're looking at will likely occur either Saturday or into Sunday. So we'll be watching for that. We usually see our first freeze right around September 24th. So we're nearly a month late on that. But we will be watching those cooler conditions arriving as we welcome in the weekend, carrying us into next week as those daily highs drop back down into the lower 40s, overnight lows sitting near freezing. Kristen, you can see Thursday, we could be talking about our first day this season where temperatures may stay in the 30s.
All right, looking quite chilly. Thank you, Aaron. Alaska is no stranger to earthquakes, and on Thursday, thousands of people across the state joined in on Alaska's version of an annual nationwide drill. Danny Tompkins shows us inside of a classroom during the Great Alaska Shakeout.
In Alaska, being prepared isn't just smart, it's a way of life. Thursday started as a normal day for students at Denali Montessori. And just like any other day, things can change fast.
This is an earthquake drill. Right now, drop, cover, and hold.
The Great Alaska Shakeout is designed to simulate an earthquake and how to react.
So drop, and then you go under a table and cover, and then you'd hold on to like a table.
This yearly drill puts a plan in place for when a real earthquake hits. Earthquakes are a part of Alaska's history, and many learn safety from the past.
Those who lived here in 2018, we know that that was a pretty scary experience, but hopefully knowing, okay, but I know what to do so that I am safe and my family's safe. Hopefully that will help people feel safer.
And students find comfort in a plan.
This morning we did a little prepared so we know what to do, so we're not just running around crazy and everything.
Everybody was quiet.
When I've talked to students about it, they feel safer because they know what to do, and that's part of what the reason is that we do this.
And for these Alaska students, this isn't just something they practice. This is something that could save their lives. Danny Tompkins, Alaska's news source.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically and stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.